Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. This one was one that was a long time coming. And no, this isn't an Assassin's Creed Shadows review video. This is just my honest thoughts on Ubisoft as a whole. And that was the reason, like, this was going to be a second follow-up review video, but given Ubisoft's recent events, I pretty much just could not find myself time to just properly, like, the game is good, the game is like fine, everything works, and they're releasing patches to iron out some things, but it's the equivalent of going to a restaurant, you see a really good meal, so you order that, right, and they hand it to you, and then as you're eating, you hear the chefs in the back kind of smirking, saying, oh, we just spit in that guy's food. Like, there's nothing wrong with the food. The food's still the same. It's still cooked perfectly. But knowing the fact that there was a little bit of sabotage into the food, something bad was put into it, it ruins the whole thing. And that's pretty much the example here. If you haven't known, there was that whole lawsuit with Ubisoft and, the crew, how they're trying to get an offline mode because they're just shutting the games down. And despite the fact that they're almost going bankrupt, they're basically sabotaged their things. They're, selling their IPs just to stay afloat because I guess now they're 25% bought out by Tencent. Given all of that, they're not the high people that they used to be. They're like at their lowest. So color me surprised when they still decided to pretty much double down on saying players shouldn't be getting used to owning their games. I'm guessing to them they thought once we buy a game that we own the IP, like we own a share. So say what Assassin's Creed Shadows, I didn't really buy, I got a free copy, but what's it called? Say I bought the game, right? I now own Assassin's Creed. That's how they're trying to word it, but it's like, no, we only own we kind of own like a license to play kind of thing. We know for a fact, but it's like they're just trying to treat us like we're stupid or something. And more or less the suits are just pretty much out of touch with everything. And like I said, after all that, especially XDefiant, because here's another kicker too. XDefiant was an arena-based hero shooter, right? The game's shutting down within the next 2 months or so. So there's that. Well, guess what? Ubisoft decided to do that was such a bright idea. They're going to work on making a battle royale game similar to Apex Legends. You know how stupid that sounds, that they didn't even bother giving XDefiant a proper chance? All they had to do was just wait until, all they had to do was just give it its season 3 lifespan, and I could have guaranteed you XDefiant would have been huge. They didn't even do that. They just shut the game down, said that's it, we're done, nothing's left. And then in January and onwards is when we start seeing, oh yeah, everyone's bored of Black Ops 6, and this would have been a perfect opportunity for XDefiant to bounce back, because people that would be frustrated with Black Ops 6, being people that bought the game or were on Game Pass, will now see XDefiant as a second option, because they're like, okay, Black Ops 6 has all these manipulative practices, EOMM, skill-based matchmaking, AI maps and everything. And then they look over at XDefiant, that is the exact opposite of that, and they see that the devs also care about the game as well. So out of curiosity, they would probably shift over there. But we don't even get that opportunity because, again, they shut the game down, and unfortunately, and bittersweet thing too, I was like in talks with some of the devs from XDefiant. Some of them got moved to work on Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I guess that's a way how their work seems to be showing. They were hardworking, very talented people, but I do have a screenshot that I can confirm. I did, it's not the April Fool's one when I almost fell for it thinking, oh damn, XDefiant's coming back. It was April 1st and I just barely clicked. I'm like, oh, you dicks. But no, what's it called? There's just a screenshot straight from Mark Rubin, and it can guarantee XDefiant's dead. And yeah, hold on, I'll just go ahead and pull up the screenshot now. But yeah, in this tweet, it was a response to someone when they got the news that Tencent now owned a portion of Ubisoft. So someone's like, maybe now they can keep the lights on and bring everyone back for XDefiant and keep the game going. And Mark responded with, just FYI, there is no team anymore. We all got laid off, sadly. Hopefully everyone on the team was able to find new jobs, at the industry is pretty rough right now. So yeah, that pretty much just confirms that XDefiant is just pretty much dead, and there's nobody even working on the game. If a bug happens, if the servers crash down, maybe they might get some skeleton crew to come, but as of right now, nobody even exists to even work on XDefiant. It's just done. And that's the thing that really I don't know why Ubisoft wants to do it in the first place. Like I mentioned earlier, they want to start a battle royale shooter similar to Apex Legends, and it's like, dude, you didn't even give XDefiant more than 5 months before you shut it down. What makes you think we're gonna trust you to keep this one? I mean, weird how they want to take a second dip at battle royale when wasn't Hyperscape one thing that they started and they shut down as well. Ubisoft just, I don't know, they're trying to like always bank on some game to be a huge success right away, but they don't have the trustworthiness. They're not reliable. They sabotage themselves. So any new game that they start to make nowadays that isn't already an established franchise, all they do is just pretty much shoot themselves in the foot because no one's really going to trust them to keep the game up, knowing every time a game has potential, if it doesn't have their potential needs met, they shut the game down. So what does that really tell you? Should I really be excited for this next game when, we were craving for a hero arena shooter? One comes out, doesn't perform how they want it to, and now it's shutting down as well. But yeah, sad news all around. But yeah, going right back to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Again, the game is good. Everything about it is fine, but it's just Ubisoft has just time and time again shown why they're not trustworthy, why they're not a reliable developer or whatever to just be buying games from. We don't own them. I mean, we know that, but it's like they're trying to like say, oh, you could have the most fun in this game, but say years down the line, if we feel like it's not doing what we want it to, we can shut it down and you can't say anything because you never owned the game. And it's like, I just don't want to be involved with it's stuff like that really kills a game for me. Same way why I don't play Call of Duty as much anymore. I want to, but they've just done so much shady stuff that it feels just awkward to play a game. And then, knowing that anything I do in that game isn't even my own skill or anything, it's just manipulated. It just ruins the whole experience because, again, I started Call of Duty back when it was on World at War, and I was one of the people that was going 2-12, 2-17, going negative. It wasn't until Black Ops 2 that I started doing so good that I was the one doing all the carrying. I was playing every other one, but I wouldn't do like carrying wise. I would just be lucky enough to get a UAV and not go negative before basically going into matches where I was triple the score and everything. And now it's just like they put me in matches where my ping is so high, so I have to plan even faster. So sometimes my ping will spike up from going to 17 to 20 to 80, 90, 100 or something like that, just so whoever they put me against has a 1 second better reaction time to me. And like I said, I just don't want to play games where I feel manipulated, where I feel like my money, the money I earn, the money that's given to me, is just going to be thrown into the trash because I can only play this game for so long and then boom, gone. Like I said, Ubisoft, they really should have been humbled. I mean, they got bought out by Tencent, so they bought themselves some time. But honestly, going forward, like I said, it really depends. But if by some miracle when this video comes out or whatever, if I get kicked out of the Ubisoft creator program, I'm never going to buy any Ubisoft game. I was thinking about buying this game and then they gave me a code, but other than that, it's weird because it's like this game, this should be a good opportunity that I was given a free copy, but it's just the fact that they ruined it by just with their practices. The game just doesn't feel as appealing as it should have been, and it's really depressing for even those devs that actually worked hard on this game. But like I said, Ubisoft, I don't know. It's the one company that at this point they've had a good run. If they really end up going, I really don't care. So that about does it. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Like I said, it was supposed to be a review video, but I just could not bring myself to review a game that I may not even finish playing. I play it sparingly, but maybe I'll stream it over on Twitch if you want to give me a follow there. I did try YouTube, but for some reason I stream on my console, and every time I sometimes set up a YouTube stream, the stream never fully makes it to YouTube. So as a result, it just kind of streams into the void where I think I'm streaming because there's a countdown saying, oh, you've been live for this long. But on YouTube, the stream doesn't exist. But yeah, that about does it for this video. Again, follow my Twitch. I'll leave any of my other socials that I feel I might use, like TikTok. I do have a Twitter again, by the way. I also have my Discord linked up if you want to join that too. That's usually the best way to get notifications when I go live. Instead of, relying on Twitch to tell you, you can just go to my Discord channel, get the role for it, and every time I go live, it'll just straight up tell you. It's very role specific. It's not the one where it adds everyone. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like. Let me know your thoughts about Ubisoft and all this going on. And yeah, till next time. See you later, everyone.